All new at 5:30, a senior prank taken way too far.
Senior pranks are a rite of passage at many schools, but officials at one high school are not
Senior
laughing.
prank or criminal act? That's the question.
What some people might consider just an innocent high school prank. Others see it as a major
Teenagers
disruption.
with their judgment not yet fully formed enter dangerous territory when they decide to carry out the traditional senior prank.
All right, I think I'm ready. I'm Cam Walker. I'm originally from Roca, Nebraska, and I am part of the original Birdseed Bandits.
Hi, I'm Taylor, and I'm from Hickman, Nebraska, and I'm part of the original Birdseed Bandits.
I'm Trell from Hickman, Nebraska. I was a part of the original Birdseed Bandits.
This is Riley Kentfield, a Cortland, Nebraska native, one of the Birdseed Bandits.
My name is Jackie Gehring. I'm from Hickman, Nebraska, and I am part of the original Birdseed Bandits.
What's up? I'm Greg Larson, and yeah, I was part of the original Birdseed Bandits.
So I'm not really sure how it all started, but we were all over at my house here and just kind of bored and thinking of maybe something to do. So we landed on doing a prank of some sort.
I think it started, we were all in Terrell's basement and thinking about senior pranks, talking about other senior pranks in the past, and
Hanging out at Terrell's, it was me, Terrell, Riley, Brighton, Greg, and Taylor and Jackie.
So chilling at Terrell's house, posted up, having a party, great time.
Me and the boys, we were trying to have our usual Saturday night Bible study like we did.
The first real idea came across, I think Cam was talking about how he's so annoyed with Beatrice's new field.
And we were just talking about how much we respected the city of Beatrice and their incredible facilities down there.
I think it's like this mecca of sports, but it's in Beatrice, Nebraska. It's like, we get you have a turf field, great. And now it's always like, you can't, there's no bubble gum, no sunflower seeds, no this, no that. Gotta be really careful with this brand new turf field.
All around the Beatrice football field, there's signs that say, please no seeds, or don't bring seeds in.
Please no skating, food, or seeds, and please keep the House of Orange beautiful.
Cam thought, oh, after a long, hard soccer loss, when was it, Cam? What was actually the game that you lost?
We won, actually.
So last time I told that story, you lost and you wanted revenge.
Riley tossed out an idea, bless his soul. He says,
so how do you get birds? Okay, well, you get
a bunch of bread and just put it all over the field. It'll totally mess it up. And we all look like, all of us in consensus, we're like, that's so freaking stupid. That would do nothing.
so I think the idea first started with Riley saying we should put bread on the field, and that was quickly shot down because it's a dumb idea. Why would putting bread on the field do anything? And we eventually took it around to Birdseed because we thought it'd be funny if the Beatrice staff came to school Monday morning and looked out on the field and it was covered in birds.
So the boys thought it would be funny to put seeds on the field in hopes that maybe some birds would be all over the field within the next couple of days.
We made up our minds that we wanted to help feed some of the wildlife in the Beatrice area by putting birdseed on a nice open place where they could all enjoy it.
I'm pretty sure it was Cam's idea. Yeah, it was definitely Cam's idea.
Pretty sure it was Cam's idea.
And it was I think it was Taylor and Jackie just had a crazy look in their eye, like they just wanted to do something illegal.
I just remember being in our basement and Trell and all of his friends came over and were telling me about this elaborate plan.
At the time, I was working for Culver's in Lincoln, Nebraska, and I was on a shift when I got a call from the company phone. It turned out to be Taylor. Taylor was calling to ask me to come over to hang out after my shift. I remember she said to me, "Hey Jackie, do you want to come over and do some hood?"
All of a sudden, before I knew it, like, we all agreed to go to Beatrice to buy a bunch of birdseed, I guess, and Greg asked me to drive his Yukon.
As bandits needed a vehicle, which was the only vehicle that fit more than 4 people, the shaggin' wagon or the uke wagon.
We all piled into Greg's Yukon, the uke as we called it. It was kind of like a team bus. You know, I remember different times having, 27, 28 people in there at a time.
So once we were ready to get the idea off the ground, the next step was piling in my Yukon XL, all 8 of us.
Greg's car was already ready to go in the driveway. So I park my car as fast as I can, and I get into Greg's car and I sit in the passenger seat. And at that time, we just started going. And I still had no idea what we were doing. I just put some blind trust into my friends that we were going to be doing some cool stuff.
That was where my master plan was to just go to Walmart. Nothing out of the ordinary, just hit the local Walmart in Lincoln, or even Beatrice, for that matter, right outside of Beatrice.
Drove down to Beatrice in Greg's Yukon, and I didn't want to go to the Beatrice Walmart. I thought it was stupid, but again, late at night, that was just the easiest option, and we went with it, hoping nothing would go wrong.
Wrong is we should have gone to Lincoln to buy the birdseed, and I'm gonna blame Cam for that. I tried to, and he said, "No, it's my money, we're going to Beatrice." I said, "Okay, whatever, I'm just driving." So we're driving to Beatrice. Jackie, me, Britton, and Riley got out of the car to go purchase the birdseed.
And I was also like, why doesn't one person just go into Walmart by themselves and get some bags of birdseed? Like, it seems a pretty easy task. But of course we had 4 people go in, specifically one of them who was already in trouble from, selling some brownies.
We didn't have a supply issue. They were stocked full. Walmart had enough birdseed to cover the entire football field 10 times in birdseed.
But at that point, they came back, and I think we were expecting, maybe 20 pounds of birdseed, a couple of bags. We were, needless to say, pretty shocked when it was, in fact, 120 pounds.
And Jackie and I refused to touch it because we don't want anything to do with it. You never know. I was just pushing the cart. Riley and Bretton paid for it. And yeah, we were like, okay, that was easy. We're done. Now let's get in the car and let's go to the field.
So with birdseed in hand and all of us back in the car, we headed to the Beatrice school to do the deed. Of course, we wanted to find a place to park in a dark corner, so we parked right next to the school. I really wish we could have seen that footage, because it would have shown me getting out of the Yukon XL with a helmet on for safety.
Drove around for a minute or two and parked kind of back in the corner. As we got out of the car, we realized that we parked no more than about 4 feet from one of the cameras. And then at that point, Greg hopped out of the car wearing a helmet. I think that he thought it was a joke, but frankly, we suggested that he wear it for his own safety. The little guy can get into a lot of trouble.
Birdseed Bandits ascended 3 10-foot fences with extreme athletic ability. No big deal. The Beatrice House of Orange wasn't protected worth
At that point, we went ahead and we hopped one of the fences, and then from there, each person took a 20-pound bag of birdseed and spread it around the field.
Some people had different strategies. Some people were running all over with the birdseed. Some people were just pouring it all in one spot. Try to be accommodated to the birds.
We got our birdseed on the field and began to spread it in a zigzag-like motion up and down the yard lines. I think half of one bag was right at midfield on the Beatrice orange helmet, but
dang, that was really easy. Like, we didn't see anyone, there was nobody there, like it didn't seem like there were like cameras, like who knows like what we were saying. We just thought it was, we killed it, we did an awesome job, no problem at all.
One of the best achievements of my life.
I'm not gonna lie, it was a blast, but nobody could have ever predicted.
I never expected.
I never could have imagined what was going to happen next.
Someone spread birdseed all over the new high school football field there, and getting that seed out is not easy. Channel 8's Cole Miller was there today.
Some of the birdseed on the ground.
Someone thought it would be funny to spread birdseed all over the football field at Beatrice High School. But you won't find Superintendent Roy Baker laughing.
You probably have $2,000 worth of labor.
I was on that side. Oh my God.
It was just finished last year, and the turf itself cost nearly $300,000. Much of the cost was covered by Beatrice residents. You can see here the birds.
What is that? Let's set it up here for the camera.
Consuming to get that cleaned up. It wasn't something you just leave there.
Baker says the prank took place sometime last weekend. Here you can see a group of 4 people at the Walmart in Beatrice, and they leave with a whole lot of birdseed. Now, Baker says he's told the people responsible are planning to turn themselves in.
You know, it's going to be discovered who did it, so the right thing to do is to turn yourself in and take the consequences and move on.
I remember it being a Sunday morning and hopping on Twitter to see that somebody had posted this article from Lincoln Journal-Star talking about, you know, haha, screw Beatrice, whatever. In my head, I thought, you know, can't be type of thing. And when I clicked on the Lincoln Journal-Star website and saw that the leading story was Beatrice football field damaged beyond repair, you know, I've received some pretty shocking news before, but never in my life had I felt so completely.
We were all shocked to see that we were on the news for what we had done. And again, the pictures from Walmart were up on the news. And that is when we gained the label, the Birdseed Bandits.
You know, my sister Taylor was on the news, and it wasn't just like a, you know, like little off to the side story. It was, all right, coming up next, a big story of the night, Birdseed Bandits, you know, that type of thing. And, you know, Taylor and them were in Walmart pushing a grocery cart. And I remember seeing them, it was black and white, but you could see like their faces were so like happy and excited, like, here we go, we got them, we got 60 pounds of birdseed.
I'm sitting like right here, I'm pretty sure, and Cam's calling me and he says, yo, Taylor, you're on Crime Stoppers. And I'm just like, what are you talking about? Like, what? He's like, no, like, Google it, look it up. Like, there's a picture of you guys at Walmart on Crime Stoppers. Like, there's a number out of people to turn you in. And
I definitely started to take things serious when the news article came out that there was going to be $2 million worth of damages.
I remember taking out my phone and Googling what is felony vandalism and looking to see that at that point I was probably looking at possibly 2 to 3 years in jail.
Yeah, once the press actually got word of this, they took full advantage, exposing everything. And I loved it.
At that point, I had to tell my parents. I came to them with the article and they said, well, Gregory, we're gonna have to sell the house and you're not going to college because that would make our part in the damages about $300,000.
So at that point in time, my parents obviously saw me on there, and that wasn't positive. and everyone really started to freak out.
You know, I actually had collected multiple printouts of that paper. Gave them to family. We have them hung. I have one on the mantle over there. It's a great picture.
I remember a picture online, the Beatrice Daily Sun is a close-up of the field with the turf and the little black rubber pieces and a bunch of birdseed. It's almost like they put all this birdseed in one little spot. And I was like, see, it's completely destroyed. But you know, you're making jokes like, just put some chickens out there or something. And like, realistically, that's what would have happened. It would have worked.
To be honest, you could have bought like 3 or 4 chickens from 4-H for like $20 and put them on the field, and that probably would have been the most economical solution.
There was a lot of talk of offering chickens to clean up the field, or the boys cleaning up the field.
At that point, it was pretty obvious we were gonna get found out. So then we basically, as a group, decided might as well turn ourselves in and hopefully it won't be as bad as it could be.
So we had the lawyer call the Beatrice Police Department and say, hey, we know who did it. Just put the story on the back burner for now. They don't want any trouble. They're gonna come turn themselves in on Tuesday, blah, blah, blah.
So the long weekend passed and we were finally able to go into the police station. I remember we met our lawyers at the local Beatrice Burger King and then sort of caravanned to the police station.
And everyone got questioned, I think. I don't really know, but I had to tell a story of what all happened and like my side of it, and they kept questioning like, was alcohol involved? And I'm like, no, like we were just being stupid kids, like having fun. I wasn't really even a part of it. Jackie had nothing to do with it. We were just being silly, putting birdseed on a field. The goal was for birds to flood the field and it'd be hilarious for some reason.
They took Taylor and I back to be questioned by the police. At this time, I sort of started thinking, who am I? Who have I become? Why is this happening to me?
Original damages had been reported at $400,000. A day later, we were relieved when it was only $100,000. You know, maybe we're looking at jail time. The day following, it was reported at $20,000, and then the day after that, it was knocked down to $5,000. The total amount of damages totaled to $450. So over a course of 5 days, we went from $400,000 to $450.
To give you an idea of how easy this was for them to fix, I guess at that point it was 2 weeks after we had done it. Like I emailed Beatrice, like one of the coaches or something, offering my help to go clean it up, and they emailed back and like, no, like it's fine, like it's all fixed already, it's all good. So more or less, they might have had to spend a few hours cleaning the field, and so really, again, not a big deal.
I had to do 50 hours of community service that summer, and I think that's it. Not on my record or anything, because I wasn't technically an adult.
And the thing is, it seemed like such a huge overreaction. Millions of dollars of damage, completely redo the field.
Everyone was able to complete diversion in order to clear the charges against them. So this was a big relief for all of us, especially coming in thinking this could possibly be felony level charges, when in fact when we were in the police questioning room, we were informed that it only was about like $250 or so worth of man labor to clean up the field.
The lesson I learned actually wasn't from the actual birdseed incident. We had to do a lot of diversion, and what I learned from the other members of the diversion class: don't do meth.
There's one thing I learned from all of this: if you're going to do a prank, buy the things you need in advance and don't buy it in the town you're going to do the prank in. That's it.
There's one lesson I learned from this. It'd firstly be, don't hang out with Cam. And then, no matter how little of an impact you think something's gonna have on other people, like we did here, never underestimate an irrelevant town's ability to blow something drastically out of proportion for the sake of being in the news and for some reason being relevant for 1 week. That's it.
When I think about what was the lesson that I learned from this, what came out of this, you could talk about, never think before you do something, or you never underestimate, how people feel about their hometowns. But ultimately, I think the main lesson that I learned from this is that chicks dig bad boys.
It's definitely an experience that brought us all together in a strange way, and taught us all how not to pull a big scale prank. And the main takeaway is, don't go to the Beatrice Walmart to buy birdseed if you're playing a prank on the Beatrice High School, just to save time.
Overall, the lesson learned is to do hood rat shit with your friends and make videos about it.